हो गया? Okay, welcome everyone. I can see Vijay, Satish, Pranjal, Akhil and others. Voice is okay? Just type W, it's voice and audio. You can see the PDF, right? You can see the board. And yeah, good evening. Karthikeya, good evening. Okay, wonderful. So this is the topic, agriculture and food management from food security to nutrition security, right? But again, see, this is current affair classes, content enrichment. But again, as I mentioned, in every class, what will be your idea? This will be our target, right? Whatever you classes do. Let's say I'm imagining you are already done some homework, you've done some, right? So take your score from 90 to 110, 15 wala range. Although last 2 years mein GS3 mein they are not giving so good marks, but this will be our idea. So in every class, try to note down 7, 8, 10 good points and make it the part and parcel of your notes. And I will hope that somewhere you will write all those things in your mains answer sheet. Fine. So everyone got this sheet? You have this sheet, Akhil, Pranjal, Vijay, you got this sheet, right? Anyone who did? Okay, okay, and no problem. I will share on the group. But anyway, you will get this sheet. What it's this is kind of a your content enrichment, agriculture, food management from food security to nutrition security. Yeah, please come. Okay, where is the kya naam? Akshay, where is Akshay? Coming? Sorry? Okay. So I forgot the name. Geeta. So this is the topic, right? You went through the yesterday's class? Okay, you went through yesterday's economy class. Oh, okay. And see, one more thing. How many of you attended my last class on agriculture? Last economy class. Last Akhil was there. That day you were there, right? You guys were there, Satish and Pranjal, Vijay? Okay. So what I will do, see, I will try to pick up from that thread. Okay. OMS, we draw a big canvas. We talked about MSP and all those things. So I'm assuming you have got, the basics. Okay. I will just, we will move into, directly into concepts. Now, just try to imagine, let's say you are investing your time in food security, nutrition security, what kind of question you might get in UPSC. Okay. Where you can get one thing you can get in one essay. Okay. Let me, some essay topic might be there, right? From India has to move from food security to nutrition security, right? This is where you can get, you can use this content. Second thing in GS3, right? GS3 agriculture part is there, where there you can get it. And somewhere also in GS2, a little bit. Okay. So now what I would recommend aspirants, whenever you practice any question, do not practice 150 words or 2, wo to karna hi karna hai. Let's say you will have a 2-pager on your on food and nutrition security. When I say 2-pager, it means you will have notes. And on that you will write food security plus nutrition security. Then you will write related PYQs, and then you will jot down the important points. Okay. So once that has been done, you should be able to write an essay. So always think. See, when you prepare for UPSC mains, try to write essay. Let's say if you are able to write an essay on food and nutrition security, so 10 marker or 15 marker to ऐसे हो जाएगा ना. Everyone on same wavelength? See, this is important. You have to, reach at that level where you can write an essay on nutrition and food security. Fine. That should be your objective. Fine. Now, let's say what, when we say we have to move from food security to nutrition security, what it means? Let's say somebody is consuming food. Okay, somebody consuming food. Let's say different kind amount of carbohydrate, fat, right, proteins. But there is something called nutritious food. Okay, let's say fast foods. Fast foods are not the part of nutritious food. So now, let's say you cannot directly move into food security and nutrition security. First, you have to have the base of that agriculture. You must know about something about what is happening in the agriculture. Once you know the agriculture, you understand the problem of farmers. Okay, farmers mainly through national farmer policy, all those things, agroforestry policy. Then automatically your mind will say, okay, now I understand the something about agriculture. Now I understand something about farmers' problem. Then they are providing food security. Then you will automatically think about nutrition security. This is how your thought process is going to work. Fine. Now, when you will make the 2-pager on your food and nutrition security, first thing should come National Food Security Act. Okay, let me, what I will do, I will take this. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you. Let's say this is your notes you are going to make. Food security plus nutrition security, right? Then you will write the related PYQs. For example, PYQs, what kind of PYQ UPSC asked? Let's say there was one PYQ 2017. You will write, when you will make 2-pager, you will start with this. See why I'm suggesting this. You will revisit these 2 pages again and again. So every time you are revising, that PYQ will come to your mind. So that will get embedded in your mind. Okay. See, वो newspaper का जो article है वो इतना important नहीं है. That PYQ is more important. That will give you marks. So one PYQ was various agriculture revolution after independence. Okay, India had various agriculture revolution. Right. How these helped in poverty alleviation and food security. Okay, this was a question in 2017. Various agriculture revolution, like horticulture revolution, right? Green revolution was there, and how these help in poverty alleviation and food security. Okay, now do you see poverty alleviation and food security are related? Okay. Now see one more PYQ. It came in 2013. Food security bill is expected to eliminate hunger and malnutrition in India, but it has related concern with WTO as well. So what is the food security bill? It came in 2013. Just see, in 2013 your National Food Security Act was enacted, right? National Food Security Act was enacted, and UPSC asked the question the same. Can you see how the so although this, but this is very, very important. In fact, I will say, when you start your 2-pager, start with National Food Security Act. National Food Security Act 2013, and read the original act. It is hardly, if I'm not mistaken, it is hardly 10-12 pages. Okay, hardly 10-12 pages. And let's say when you read it, so what you will do in your 2-pager, what thing should come? National Food Security Act 2013. Anyone would like to tell? Let's say in UPSC you have to write 20 words related to National Food Security Act. What you are going to write? Just just type in some keywords which come to your mind, and directly first thing you will write, it talks about the human life cycle approach, right? It's provide food security in human life cycle approach. Okay, everyone, this word should come to your mind. Second thing, 75% rural population and 50% urban population. Okay, urban population, it is providing food security to 75% rural population and 50% urban. Okay, right. Then see, now then you can show your understanding as well in this exam. Then you will talk about priority household and Antodaya Anna Yojana. See, you have to segregate between these two. Any idea how these two are different? See, when you read National Food Security Act, see what this act is. It is now a right-based approach. Like Manrega, it has become what? rights-based approach rather than welfare. It is not limited to welfare. Now it's a constant right. Okay, so this act means it's not a statutory, so right-based approach. So what happens? Antyodaya Yojana is mainly poorest of the poor, for the poorest of the poor people. Priority household is for the remaining one. Got it, everyone? So see, you are writing hardly 20-30 words, but you are capturing the crux of this act, and this is what they will look for. Any problem so far? National Food Security Act, you will read the original act. This should come your, this is an act to provide food security in human life cycle approach. Then 75% rural, 50% urban. Then priority household. Then Antyodaya Yojana, right-based approach rather than welfare approach. Okay. Then there are some more points which you will write. You will see, both of these household are called eligible household. Eligible households. Eligible household, priority household plus Antyodaya Yojana. Try to use this word somewhere. Fine. Now, I'm just drawing the big picture, what happened in India in the last 50 years regarding this food grain distribution. Try to put this thing somewhere in your, in your mains answer sheet. You can make this diagram. This was PDS in 1992. Here, poor was equal to rich. This means this was for everyone. Anyone could take the grain, right? This was the condition in 1992. Then they came to revamped PDS. Okay, this is revamped PDS. Okay, and this was mainly for backward blocks. Fine. Then came your targeted PDS. Targeted PDS, 1997, and its principle was targeting poor in all areas. Its principle was targeting poor in all areas, right? Then came your Antyodaya Yojana, AAA, Antyodaya Anna Yojana, right? That is poorest of the poor. Poorest of the poor. And then last May, National Food Security Act. National Food Security Act 2013. Fine, everyone, please, somewhere, if you will make this diagram, in your copy, examiner will think, okay, you understand the big picture. ठीक है? Story clear है? पहले PDS था, वहाँ पे क्या था? Rich was poor, everyone was equally entitled for the grain. It's like, universal basic income approach. Revamped. Here they mainly target on the backward blocks. Then your targeted PDS. Here targeting poor in all areas. Then your Antyodaya Yojana, right? Poorest of the poor. Then came your National Food Security Act. This is the story. Somewhere you will put it. Okay? Fine, everyone? Pranjal, what do you say? Do we need to learn how PDS system function? Yeah, see, Pranjal, yes, PDS तो आपको पढ़ना ही ढंग से. PDS, when you study PDS, see for UPSC when you are studying PDS, आपके माइंड में 3 चीज आने चाहिए. एक तो जो NCERT में दिया हुआ है वो पढ़ लो, शांता कुमार की कमेटी रिपोर्ट पढ़ लो, जस्टिस वाधवा की कवर, right? Although it is almost 5-10 years, old, but see, you have to understand one thing. Let's say there is a report 10 years old. Do not think it is irrelevant. उसका जो content है ना, enriched content जो है, human development reports हैं, economic survey है. In fact, आपसे 10 years पुराना economic survey पढ़ सकते हो. There is no problem, right? उसमें you have to understand कोई current में कुछ नया कुछ नहीं है ऐसा. More important is concept. कोई मालूम मैथ्स की बुक है वो आपसे 50 साल, इरडो वगैरह जो बुक्स थी फिजिक्स की, people are reading still today for IIT JEE, no? So yes, but for PDS, reading, no, NCERT चैप्टर, शांता कुमार कमेटी रिपोर्ट एंड जस्टिस वाधवा कमेटी रिपोर्ट, ये तीनों कर लो और ईडी के अपने नोट्स देख लो, हो जाएगा। ठीक है, सो ये हो गया आपका। देन नाउ in when you will talk about in the same National Food Security Act 2013, it also talks about food security allowance. Food security allowance. What it means, simply if the state is not able to fulfill its obligation, then they will transfer some money. Okay, so try to put it somewhere. Okay, let's say this point you have to raise in your mains copy, that National Food Security Act also empower women. How? See, this is very if you can put somewhere in your mains copy or this in essay, this point. This is important point, I'm sure examiner will appreciate it. See, what this act has done, it has made the woman more than 18 years old, that is the head of the house. So the ration card will be issued in the name of the woman who is more than, oh yes, that is head of the household. Fine, head of the household. So this way indirectly they are empowering women. So try to raise this point, women empowerment. Women empowerment. Fine. Yes, sir. Food for work क्या है? तो it's long back. ठीक है. Now इसके यदि points तो बहुत I can mention many points. For example, it talks about appointment of district grievance redressal officer, mandatory food state food commission. Okay. Now, okay, I will ask some few questions just related to your understanding of National Food Security Act. Whose obligation it is under National Food Security Act to provide food security? State or union? Just quickly type your answer. I'm asking whose obligation it is, state or union? It is when you read that act carefully, it is joint obligation. What is the state? What the union has to do? Any center, they have to procure the food and put it to the fair price shops. Okay, FPS, fair price shops. After that, identification of beneficiaries, eligible household, everything will be done by states. Okay. So this thing you have to just keep this thing in mind. See why I'm raising this point. अभी OMS आया था न्यूज में, राइट? वो तो छोटा सा ओपन मार्केट सेल स्कीम स्टेट्स और इसमें लेट्स से एक तो ठीक है, आपने मैं इसमें आपने लिख दिया कि सिंपल ओके दिस स्कीम में इतना प्रॉब्लम है, कर्नाटक और तमिलनाडु इज हैविंग ट्रबल विद द यूनियन. बट व्हेन यू रेज दिस पॉइंट, व्हाट पॉइंट यू आर रेजिंग? सी, नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी एक्ट is a statutory obligation. It is an act. Constitution, see, आपको हमेशा ध्यान रखना है जब भी आप मेंस में पॉइंट रेज करो तो इस ऑर्डर में करो. जो सबसे ऊपर इंपॉर्टेंट है जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है. ओके, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से ड्राइव्स होते हैं एक्ट्स. ठीक है, ये जो फिर उसके बाद पॉलिसी सर्कुलर्स, ठीक है, वो सब बात की चीज है. सबसे ऊपर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, देन एक्ट्स, द पॉलिसी सर्कुलर्स, राइट, एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर्स, वो सब बात की चीज है. So whenever you will raise the point, you will first talk about the constitutional article. That is, let's say you are taking now the right to food. It has been traced under Article 21. Although it is not directly mentioned, but it has been because they say without food, how somebody will live, and the right to livelihood is a part of Article 21. Fine. So try to this. So what I'm saying now, you talked about that this is an act. Now, let's say in OMS you want to give some recommendation. When you give recommendation at the end of your answer, you might say, in according to an National Food Security Act, it is a joint obligation of state. See, when you write mains answer sheet, try to use the word union rather than center. Okay, try to use the word union and states. Why I'm pointing this? See, it's a meaning. When you use center and state, they become different, right? You feel like, you know, center is something powerful. When you use union, so, you know, union indirectly means center only, but you are taking a, you know, what approach, you know, you are respecting the states as well. See, how this recommendation comes when you read our constitution by Dr. Subhash Kashyap. In the last few chapters, he mentioned this thing. So this is the problem, right? You know, between states and union, always this is. So when you use the word union, it means you are not looking, you know, center is not looking at something higher, superior. So your vocabulary should also accordingly change. You try to use the word union and states. Okay, this thing is fine. Okay, everyone okay? Collective word for? Yes, okay. You know, that's collective word. That's fine, but that thought is more important. You are representing center with the union. Okay. So I hope you will go through the original National Food Security Act. See, वो सब हिंदू का आर्टिकल उस समय टाइम ठीक है, हिंदू, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस, आपको मार्क्स जो होता है ना आरओआई मिलेगा यहाँ से. आप यहाँ पे 1 घंटे डिवोट करो, उसको पढ़ो, ये कीवर्ड्स अपने आंसर में डालो, 4-5 बार रिवाइज करो, सोचो कि हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू रीड, यू नो, यूज इट इन माय मेन आंसर. आप देखोगे, यू नो, इफेक्ट विल कम. ठीक है, ठीक है. नाउ वी विल मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. I believe you have gone through this, this report. It talks about the food security. Food security mein, what we said, whenever you will think about food security, you will use 3 A's: availability, affordability and accessibility, right? वो तीनों चीज आनी चाहिए. इसमें कुछ ऐसा यानी एग्रीकल्चर का ठीक है, एग्रीकल्चर जीडीपी कंट्रीब्यूशन इज 18% ऑन, राइट. ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन आया, ठीक है. इस लाइन को नोट करो, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन. यूज दिस लाइन समवेयर इन योर मेंस आंसर. यू नो, अपने नोट्स का पार्ट बना लो इसको. 1995 वर्ल्ड फूड समिट डिक्लेयर्ड. सी, इट हैपेंड इन 1995, नो प्रॉब्लम. But whenever you read the government documents, they always quote this thing. So you also try to quote this, you know, somewhere in a main answer. What it declared: food security at the individual, household, regional and global level exists when people at all time have physical and economic access to sufficient and safe food. Indirectly they are talking about, again, 3 A's: availability, accessibility and affordability. But let's say you write this way. In 1995 food summit, they talked about this. Okay? This diagram you can make, see, you can make 3 A's or you can make stability or utilization as well. Fine. Ability is a physical determinant. Accessibility, you know, physical and economic access. Utilization, stability. Okay. Now, see, this is fine. Stunting, underweight and all those things. Recently, National Family Health Survey came, right? 5th. Have you gone through the National Family Health Survey? Anyone? Fifth survey, 1921. Anyone gone through? See, what I'm suggesting, आप न्यूज़पेपर में तो पढ़ती रहोगे, right ना? They tell how many people are stunted. Malnutrition is the problem of India. What you will do, I will point, tell you some points from this, but it's hardly, I think 30 to 40 page PDF. Okay. इसके जो first जो 2 हैं, let me just tell you what those are. Just a minute. Yes, इसके पेजेस तो काफी हैं, but what you will do, key indicators, India key indicator, there are 4-5 pages. It starts from page number 20. यानी 100 पेज का PDF है, पेज नंबर 20 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, यहाँ पे डिवोट करो टाइम। सी व्हेन यू रीड डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम न्यूज़पेपर, सर न्यूज़पेपर से मान लो आप कुछ डेटा पढ़ रहे हो कि नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे का, वो फील नहीं आती है। बट व्हेन यू सी द ओरिजिनल आर्टिकल, राइट, ओरिजिनल PDF, and what you have, where you have to invest time only on key indicators, okay, and of the you know, you पेज नंबर 23 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है PDF के, यहाँ पे टाइम में इन्वेस्ट करना, एटलीस्ट हाफ एन आवर इन्वेस्ट करना इसमें, और वहाँ से कुछ पॉइंट निकालना, राइट, एंड देन पुट योर आंसर। व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल जस्ट you know, I do not have printout, so what I will do, I will just tell you the important points. Okay, I have the PDF. Okay, see, it talks about you know, even marriage population profile. Okay, marriages, current use of family planning methods, quality of family planning services. So maternal and child care. See, maternal and child health is very, very important. You know, mainly when people read about you know, health surveys. So just listen few points. Mothers who had antenatal checkup in the first trimester was only 70%. Okay, was only how many percent? 70%. And rural is almost more or less, you know, is always less than. Rural is around 67%, and urban is 75%. You do not have to remember percentage, you know, just think, you know, women just going for antenatal check is how many? Only 70%. Okay, just keep this thing in mind. And in the last survey, National Family Health Survey 4, the percentage was 58%. So this is a good progress. Can you see? 58 to we have gone to 70%. So these kind of now, see, it means you do not have to remember, okay, this was the percentage. You have to say that in the, you know, since 2014 to 2019, this survey happened 2019-21. This was a National Family Health Survey. 4 was in 2015-16, right? 15-16. Okay. So we have made progress from 58 to 70%, right? And this is a very, very important point. Okay. Now, see this point, important. Children born at home who were taken to a health facility for a checkup within 24 hours, only 4.2%. Children who were born at home and who were taken for a health facility for checkup within 24 hours. See, now the institutional delivery in India is approximately 88%. See why I'm raising this point. What happens not only in you know, food security, ration security, when you will read different policy document, one thought will come. It is always difficult to read the last person. Okay, I try to raise this point somewhere. Whether, you know, identifying the poorest person, least educated person, right? You know, even if there are resources, it is difficult how to read them. So the story is so grave. You know, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation, they have, you know, invested a lot in India. See, now imagine he invested so much of life, you know, improving the health standards of you know, children worldwide. Bill Gates gave an example. He went to a brick kiln in India. Brick kiln, you know, right? Bhatte वगैरह जो होते हैं, right? So now imagine, you know, he has invested so much money, and he was the leader, right? He went to a brick kiln, and he asked for polio immunization, right? Polio जो medicine है उसके लिए. He was just checking the efficiency of this drive. So he went to a brick kiln in India. And from my mother is, you know, he asked, you know, what you have. He did not ask, you know, what is a polio, you know. So she came with a box, and in that box there was a polio immunization card. So now you have to imagine, you know, the person who is working the brick kiln, but he was so, you know, happy, although, you know, polio has been eliminated, that his program was able to reach the last person. Got it? So reaching the last person is very, very difficult. Try to raise this point, you know, whether in education, health, right? So why I raise this point? In India, how many percent institutional delivery is happening? Approximately 88%. How many people are, you know, born at home? 12% people, right? 12% children are born at institutional delivery, you know, going to hospital, right? Delivery happening in hospital, and only 12% born at home. Out of these 12%, only 4% are visiting. See, not 100, you know, only 4% are visiting the hospital. So just imagine, try to imagine the condition of these people. Okay, I give you one more example. Same, you know, you have to keep on raising this point when you think about, you know, Manrega, right? Manrega cards are there, everything. So when you read, let's say when you study about the Manrega, one point is second ARC ka jo report hai, second ARC ne, they have written wonderful report on Manrega. Try to invest in that time. Okay, Manrega ka ek report hai, right to Manrega ka ek report hai, second ARC ki jo reports hai na, usme se ek Manrega ka report hai. One more thing, see what they point. Let's say Manrega cards are given. So they try to think, you know, where the people have got Manrega card so that they can work and get some money. People with, you know, almost people with without farmstead and land. Farmstead and land bolte hain jo landless people. They, in those hard, you know, the percentage of Manrega card is only 1/3. Are you getting this point? See, the people who are in the, you know, at the bottom of the pyramid, they are landless, they are laborers. In among those people, the Manrega card distribution should have been 100%. No, because see, because they are landless people, they should get 100% cards. But what the report is saying in the government report, you can quote this. How many people? 1/3. So do not worry about the number, you know, ho sakta hai 1/3 se 20% or whatever, but this raising this point is important. See, there is a what? There is a Manrega provision. Now it's a right-based approach. Money is there, systems are there, panchayats is there, everything is there. But what is missing? Attitudes, democratic attitudes are missing. Otherwise, you know, why landless labor will not get this? Because democratic attitude. So that's why this thing come important. Fine, everyone. Okay. Right. Satish, you said something. I did not notice. Tell me what. आप लोग अनम्यूट भी करके बोल सकते हो कभी भी इन्हें कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो तो. Any problem? Okay. ठीक है. So I have raised, you know, few important points. See, there are almost 50-60 points I cannot go through. I'm hoping, you know, I have motivated you towards that. So you will invest almost 1 hour in this. You will invest time in National Food Security Act. Keywords किस तरह यूज करने हैं ये है. See, ये जब एक्ट्स करते रहोगे 2 पेजर में होते रहेंगे, डिवीजन होते रहेगा, फिर जो फूड सिक्योरिटी, नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी, न्यूट्रिशन सिक्योरिटी जो ऐसे लिखना है ना, वो नेचुरली आएगा. इट विल हैपन, यू नो, you will not even realize, वो नेचुरल प्रोसेस हो जाएगी. बट दिस वर्क हैज टू बी इंपॉर्टेंट. फाइन. Now come to this part. Okay. Now what I will do, there is a report. The report name is State of Okay, आपका 2 हो गया, नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी एक्ट हो गया है, साथ में नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे 5 हो गया है. ओके, देन यू विल कम टू स्टेट ऑफ फूड सिक्योरिटी एंड न्यूट्रिशन इन द वर्ल्ड. स्टेट ऑफ फूड सिक्योरिटी and nutrition in the world. Okay, this is an important report. You might not get time, you know, to read this report fully, but what you can do, I have lifted few important paragraphs. Okay, जो paragraphs हैं which you can note in your, you know, in your notes, and you know, something should happen. Okay. ये जो रिपोर्ट्स हैं, even if not today, let's say you join services and, you know, after 10 years तो ये काम करना ही पड़ेगा, right? कि जो सिविल सर्विसेज है ना, उसमें जो मेन जो चार्म है, दैट चार्म इज नॉट पावर और वो सब, वो तो ना शुरू में लगता है कि आई विल गेट पावर एंड ह्यूमन का एक ही चार्म होता है, वो होता है नॉलेज का, नॉलेज एंड वर्क, ओके ना, बाकी जो चार्म्स होते हैं वो चले जाते हैं. तो if not today but maybe after maybe 5-6 years that charm will remain. So you know, adopting this kind of writing style, this kind of thought, that is very very important. Okay, so I hope you will invest at least time in the executive summary of this report. Okay, executive summary में invest करना time, and I'm dictating few important paragraphs. Please note it down. पहले एक बिग पिक्चर बता देता हूँ क्या यानी what this report is saying. Now, what is any idea what is happening to the hunger in this world? People know lots about no poverty, right? SDG 1. Any idea what is happening to the hunger? How many people are hungry? Are we able to reduce the hunger? You know, SDG 1 and 2, 3, right? SDG 2 talks about zero hunger, right? Zero hunger. Any idea क्या हो रहा है progress? Pranjal, Satish, Vijay, Karthike, you want to say something? Any idea? You see, at least just think what is happening. Hunger is reducing or rising. What about the how many hunger people in this world? It has increased due to COVID. Okay, Karthik is saying it has increased due to COVID. Okay, ठीक है. What else? World Hunger Report. Okay, it talks about that. Okay, that's fine. ठीक है. See, when you have to. You remember we talked about, see, you have to understand this point. MDG जो वो था, उसमें जो अभी SDG के 17 goals हैं, तो SDG 1, 2 and 3 were part of the MDG 1. You remember everyone? MDG 1 का part था. अब वो SDG 3 में SDG 17 जो है उसमें वो 1, 2, 3 बना दिया, राइट? लेकिन सी वो थॉट वही है, ऐसा नहीं कि MDG 1 में और SDG में कुछ नया कुछ हो जाएगा, नया कुछ नहीं होता है, बस उसी को थोड़ा सा यानी फ्रेगमेंट कर दिया है. पॉवर्टी को क्या इफेक्ट कर रहा है इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा? हाउ द पॉवर्टी इज बीइंग एलिवेटेड? वी टॉक्ड अबाउट अर्बन ग्रोथ. ओके, यू रिमेंबर अर्बन ग्रोथ? यू नो, पीपल आर कमिंग फ्रॉम विलेजेस, दे आर वर्किंग इन द कंस्ट्रक्शन हाउसेज और कंस्ट्रक्टिंग हाउसेज. दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वे ऑफ एलिमिनेटिंग पॉवर्टी इन इंडिया. ओके, कोई जॉब्स, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जॉब्स और सर्विस सेक्टर में कोई गरीब को जॉब दे रहा है? नहीं, राइट? कौन दे रहा है? वो भाई उनका सब क्या, पहले खेत में काम किया था, अब बिल्डिंग में काम करो, राइट? दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वे ऑफ एलिमिनेटिंग पॉवर्टी इन इंडिया. Same thing is happening in hunger as well. Urbanization. This is the keyword. You know, whenever you will talk about, somewhere you will point it. Urbanization is the key of reducing hunger. How? That is the story we will tell. Simply up. Okay. Any idea? How many percentage of people are living in rural areas and in the urban areas in world? World is more urban or more rural? बताइए. Yeah, नहीं, but at present 50 world is more. No, Akhil. World is not more rural. World is more urban. India is more rural. India is not yet, but worldwide, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014 or 15. More than 50%, you know, that cross that mark, that 50% mark. Okay, by 2050, what is going to happen? Just let me see. By 2050, 70% of the world will be living in urban areas. Okay, see, this is the important point. In India, I understand that people are, you know, it has not yet crossed 50% mark, but you'll remember this thing. This is important. Generally, हमको क्या लगता है कि वर्ल्ड क्या है? रूरल है, बट वर्ल्ड इज अर्बन. ओके, एंड रिमेंबर वन मोर थिंग. Whenever you will talk about the elimination of hunger, urbanization is the key. Okay, urbanization is the key. How it is the key? Now, gradually, what is happening? People are moving from rural area to urban area, their food pattern are changing, right? Consumption pattern are changing. You know, let's say in urban areas, people are consuming different types of food. In rural area, they're consuming different. But within this, one thing is important: the consumption of vegetable, fresh fruit, and other carbohydrate products. It is not varying much between urban and rural areas. It might look paradoxical. It might look, गांव में लोग ज़्यादा फल खाते होंगे, right? सब्जी खाते होंगे. No. But in urban area, when you took the worldwide view, the consumption is almost equal. आप खुद भी सोचो भी क्या? Let's say I am staying, if I live in Delhi, if I go to my village, ऐसा नहीं है कि I will need vegetable, right? I will need fruits. So same way, this point is clear. World is more urban. Fooding pattern is, consumption of vegetable and all those things is almost same. Now, how this? Now, one thing you have to understand. This is my marker. Let's say how the develop. Let's say this is a metro, right? This is a big city. Generally, when you see the urban population, with not only in India, worldwide, the percentage of people living in metros are very high compared to the percentage of people living in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Okay. When people move from, let's say, this is rural area. Okay. Although they first go to peri-urban area. This is peri-urban means outskirts. This is peri-urban, but they will have the tendency to move into metropolis. Okay. This is the way transition happens. And during this transition is important. In this transition will determine how the hunger will, how we are going to eliminate the hunger of the world. Okay. See, we have not gotten the data, but you understand the concept. People are moving from rural areas to peri-urban and urban areas, and this transition, how many people are moving, what their food consumption pattern is there, how much food we are growing in peri-urban areas. That is very, very important. And what is going to happen in future? Your food growth not only rural areas but also in peri-urban areas. That will determine the food and nutrition security. Fine. Okay. Now suppose how you are going to write in mains. Now you can note down few paragraphs. Write this paragraph. First, achieving the SDG target of zero hunger by 2030. I cannot put it here. Either I will put it here, तो आएगा नहीं कैमरे में. Achieving the SDG target of zero hunger by 2030 poses a daunting challenge. Got it? Achieving SDG 2 is not very easy. I do not think people are facing only poverty; they are also facing hunger. It is not, in fact, what the report said, we are far off track achieving SDG 2 target. Okay, by ending zero hunger by 2030. That's the SDG target, right? SDG 2 goal. Achieving zero hunger by 2030. It is not going to happen. We are not going to achieve it. Why? Because in 2030, still 600 million people will be hungry. Write down. It is projected that almost 600 million people will still be facing hunger in 2030. Okay, got it? This point you will raise somewhere. We are not going to achieve SDG 2. We are off track, and 600 million people will remain hungry. Okay. Now, at present, what is happening at present? Global hunger is still our pre. Vijay, just what you said? Your voice. There is a lot of. No, not see. The fact is a fact, right? How you are going to write? You will write it like this. See, this is you have to imagine this is a paragraph lifted from a policy document report. They've written it, right? So yes, I understand when you write, when you write a negative statement, we talked about that day when we were talking about the poverty class, eliminating poverty. What we said? Let's say you want to raise this point. In India, highest number of worldwide in India, highest number of children are living in poverty. This is a scandal. Okay. Now, scandal is a very tough word, right? But you can use it there. Here you can say yes very clearly. In world is not going to achieve SDG 2. We are far off track because 600 million people will remain hungry. Fine. Okay. Now second paragraph you please write. Global hunger is still our pre-pandemic level. See, pandemic and Ukraine war. You understand? Okay. Any idea why the Ukraine war is affecting the hunger? What is so special in Ukraine and Russia? Sorry? The supply chain, but what supply? Wheat production, yes, wheat production, right? Russia and Ukraine, you have big wheat production. So if the wheat is not being produced, then what? Okay, fine. Global hunger is still our pre-pandemic level. It is estimated that between 690 to 783 million people are 783 million people are still facing hunger. Fine. Another paragraph. In 2022, 2.4 billion people comprising relatively more women and people living in rural areas did not have access to nutritious, safe and sufficient food all year round. Full stop. The persisting impact of the pandemic on people's disposable income comma, the rising cost of a healthy diet and the overall rising cost of a healthy diet and the overall rise in inflation also continued to leave billions without access to an affordable diet, affordable healthy diet. Okay. See this paragraph. इसमें कोई fact नहीं है, right? See, I will dictate a lot many paragraphs like this. Again, you remember we gave that formula. 10 lakh words में आपका सब कुछ है, right? If you write 10 lakh words, nobody can stop you from reaching 110 marks in GS3 paper. Nobody can stop you, right? 10 lakh words, 4 A4 rim sheet. उसमें जैसे जैसे इस तरह के पैराग्राफ, this kind of language is used in NCERT. आपका 80% टाइम इसमें जाना चाहिए. Then your mind will automatically, get attuned to this kind of writing style. I will focus on that, जितना जल्दी से जल्दी हो जाए, try to bring this writing style and this kind of thought process. Although it is difficult, right? वो इतना easy नहीं है, I understand. Next, please write down. Increasing urbanization with 7 out of 10 people projected to live in cities by 2050 is driving changes agri-food systems across the rural-urban continuum. Full stop. These changes represent both challenges and opportunities to ensure everyone has access to affordable, healthy diets. See, important. I want you to somewhere mention, this point, in mains or can anyone stop world becoming more urban? Nobody can stop, right? World is going to be more urban, and by 2050, how many people? 7 out of 10 will live in the urban areas. And due to this transition, what is happening? Agri-food system is changing. That's what they are saying. Okay, increasing urbanization is driving changes in the agri-food system across the rural-urban continuum. See how the people live in tier 2 cities, how live in metros, how live in rural areas, how the food has to be transported, right? Let's say in what is happening in urban areas, consumption of processed foods is rising. Processed food is rising. For that, refrigeration is required, food processing is required. India has to build a food processing industry so what is happening? All this change is happening. So at the base is urbanization. People want a quality life. They have to move into the urban area. So if you cannot stop this change, and this change is influencing your agri-food system, then what it indirectly means? Your food and nutrition security will depend upon urbanization. Okay, got this point? Try to raise it. Both your poverty and, both SDG 1 and SDG 2. See, world will not achieve SDG 1 till India and Africa will not achieve SDG 1. Okay? World will not achieve SDG 2 till India and Africa will not. India, Africa, and few other countries will not achieve it. And both of them depend upon urbanization. Got it? Fine? Okay. One more point. So इसको highlight करो, इसको you can just point it like जो भी important point है इसको इस तरह करके important उसको कहीं ना कहीं उसमें मेंस में कहीं डालो उसको. Okay, write this paragraph. The closure linkages among agri-food systems create opportunities for win-win situations in terms of greater economic development and access to affordable healthy diets which can be seized through investment in infrastructure, public goods, and enhanced capacities that improve rural-urban connectivity. Full stop. Such investment should support the essential role of small and medium enterprises. Important, small and medium. See, they're very keen on writing this point. Small and medium enterprises in agri-food systems, particularly in small and intermediate cities and towns. Particularly in small and intermediate cities and towns. Okay, it's a little dense paragraph, but if you can put this thought somewhere, what they are trying to say, there is a close linkages among agri-food system, okay, and it is creating win-win situation. Let's say both the urban area will also grow and rural areas also grow. Let's say in urban, rural area, some agri-food systems are there. You are transporting it to the peri-urban area. See, why they have used win-win situation? Win-win situation. You must understand a concept in economics. It is called comparative advantage. Comparative advantage. It was the concept given by David Ricardo. David Ricardo, classical economist. What he said indirectly. Let's say there is person X. Person X is good in agriculture. And person Y is good in, let's say, banking. So if the X, this means X has more advantage in, comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is more efficient in this. So X must invest most of his time in agriculture, and Y will invest most of his time in banking. Although Y will also need some agriculture product, and X will also need some banking product. So when both of them work in their efficiencies, the total output would be more. Remember that when the total output, let's say Y needs some agriculture, agri product. So if Y is going to invest in 80% time here and 20% time in agriculture, that will be less efficient. The idea is same here. So farmers are doing something, growing some crops at their best and transporting it to the peri-urban area. Fine. Then what they say, in terms of greater economic development, access to affordable healthy diet, which can be seized through investment in infrastructure, public goods, and enhanced capacity that improve rural-urban connectivity. Let's say you know that you read APMC Act when you talk about farmer welfare. You read APMC Act. What the APMC said? People say indirectly it is promoting intermediaries, right? Okay, farmer cannot sell outside their mandis, and they have to sell it, in mandis, and here the agents are licensed. So some people might claim that APMC Act is not helping farmers. So then the center came with the Model APMC Act. Model APMC Act, and they said, okay, why not the state devise an act according to this? This is the story, Okay. Now the question is this. Let's say even if the farmer wants to sell something outside this mandi, okay, he wants to sell this mandi, and mainly small and marginal farmer. Is it possible for him to take that produce and go to that mandi and sell it outside? So even जो आपका जो MSP वगैरह जो है वो किसको benefit कर रहा है mainly? They are not benefiting too much to small and marginal farmer. They are benefiting mainly large farmer. ये जो I will not say well-to-do, यानी जो small and marginal farmers है ना, small and marginal farmers, उनको ना APMC Act कर रहा है, no, nobody is helping. So this thing you have to understand. So that connectivity, if you have a good rural-urban connectivity, let's say the connectivity is good. If you can, easily they can transport, they can sell. So the small and marginal farmer hai, uska, welfare will automatically increase. Fine. So it is not that state do not want to amend APMC or no. The problem is there. How is it possible for a small and marginal farmer to, just whatever he has produced in 1 acre and sell it in there, right? इतने में तो ऐसे हो गया, मान लीजिए किसी ने कोको कोला के 20 शेयर खरीदे हुए हैं, ओके, and the Coca-Cola says कि ओके मान लीजिए कोका-कोला के कितने 20 शेयर खरीदे और टोटल 20,000 शेयर्स हैं, ओके, तो 1/1000 शेयर उसका यानी उसके पास है, and Coca-Cola says okay you come and there is an annual general meeting and okay इतने का तो शेयर नहीं है, उतने का तो मेरा फ्लाइट टिकट लग जाएगा आने का, although you understand this point, although the company is saying you can come and but okay इतने का मेरे को प्रॉफिट नहीं होने वाला इससे, I am going to attend your annual general meeting, see the area is open but it is not financially feasible, got it? So that's why investment in infrastructure becomes important. Fine. Write this, this paragraph. It is slightly, technical, but I hope you will be able to write such kind of paragraph somewhere. Next paragraph is leveraging connectivity across the rural-urban continuum. Will require adequate governance mechanism and institutions to coordinate investment beyond sectoral and administrative boundaries. Full stop. To this end, subnational governments can play a key role in designing and implementing policies beyond the top-down approach. Full stop. Approaches to agri-food systems governance should ensure policy coherence among local, regional, and national settings through the engagement of relevant agri-food systems stakeholders at all levels. Now this is kind of a pinnacle paragraph. If you write this kind of paragraph, that will be awesome, right? But I know, it will take not some years before you reach. See, क्या बोल रहा है? कुछ नहीं बोल रहा. Let's say you write that we have to, empower our institutions, governance mechanism. Same thing they are saying. You have to improve, let's say, you have to empower small and marginal farmers for food and nutrition security. And in mains, you want to write a recommendation. So write in this language. What you will say? Leveraging connectivity across the rural and urban continuum. Because when you improve the connectivity, see, what is the idea? When the rural and urban area connectivity will improve, accordingly your food security and national security will improve, because this thing is going to happen. Nobody can stop it. 7 out of 10 people are going to live in urban areas. When people are going to urban areas, people will need food, and how that will depend upon the connectivity of rural and urban areas. In fact, if you recall, somebody recall backyard farming. UN declared backyard farming year. I think some few years back, maybe 7-8 years back. Just you have to imagine, UN is declaring a year of your backyard farming. कितने सारे policy makers होंगे, right? There are thousands of policy makers, they came to this idea that we are going to declare a year of, just see, Google करके देखिए कहीं, UN declare in somewhere, your backyard farming to food security, something like that. Okay, आप लोग Google करके देख लो. See, but I will share the concept. What is the idea? People are moving to urban areas, and this is bound to happen. Now, sometime it might be. Let us the area which is producing, vegetables and all those things is very far. So fresh food will be difficult. There will be, inflation in the food prices. There will be the food will perish. To overcome that, they said backyard farming. Let's say that you have a house, you have plot, nearby you have, some small thing. That will be a big factor influencing your food security. Okay. Just see that here. Let me see if I can get. Okay, this was the International Year of Family Farming, 2014. Okay, backyard farming, International Year of Family Farming. Please note it down. Just a minute. International Year of Family Farming. It is not back. Anyway, indirectly that backyard, that is family farming only. Farming 2014. Right? You can reach this point somewhere in mains. Got it? When you talk about the national food security, you have to capture the picture holistically. You will say, okay, we will need food, people will need food, people are going to become more urban. So family farming is going to be a major. Right? Fine. Now, coming again to this paragraph. So what they're saying, see, both simple, leveraging connectivity across the rural urban continent will require adequate governance mechanism and institution to coordinate beyond sectoral and administrative boundaries. To this end, subnational governments can play a role in designing and implementing policy beyond the traditional top-down approach. See, about traditional top-down approach और ये जो bottom-up approach, ये आप GS2 में पढ़ते हो. That let's say why the panchayat has been given power. Okay. जो आपका local governments है, उनको powers क्यों दी जा रही है? Devolution of funds and now it is 73rd, 74th constitutional amendment. It has become mandatory, right? It's a constitutional power. So because then the power has, the top-down approach is not working. Top-down approach is not working. So power to the people. That is more important. Okay. So this is one thing. Okay. Write down this paragraph. As urbanization increases, rural and urban areas are becoming more intertwined. Rural and urban areas are becoming more intertwined, and the spatial distinction between them is becoming more fluid. Full stop. The changing pattern of population, agglomeration across the rural urban continuum is driving changes throughout throughout agri-food systems, creating both challenges and opportunities. To ensure everyone has access to affordable, healthy diets. Fine, everyone note it down. Okay, good. Now see, now what three things we have covered? First we talked about the National Food Security Act, right? National Food Security Act. Then we talked about National Family Health Survey, right? National Family Health Survey 5. Okay, we saw a few points. यहाँ पे keywords देखा, यहाँ पे देखा. Then we talked about the state of food and food security plus national nutrition security. Okay, it's not possible for me to go, but see, I can just lay the foundation. I can only do 1/3 work, right? You have to invest time in this. Okay, executive summary. See, do one thing, make it a habit. You will see the changes. अभी जो जैसे अभी थोड़ा बोरिंग भी लगता है, writing दो, but the change is happening gradually in your mind. This kind of language, this kind of word, जब वो 10 लाख वर्ड हो जाएगा ना, तब वो एकदम समझ में आएगा, ओके यही तो करना था, right? So when you read executive summary, not only read, write it. Okay, try make it a habit. Let's say you read some paragraph, you read it and just think for 2-3 minutes and then say, can I write this paragraph in my own words? If you will keep on doing this, this practice, it would be wonderful. So National Family Health Survey, this thing, and okay, these 4 we have covered. Now regarding this, इसको आप लोग प्लीज देख लीजिएगा. ओके, ये पीएम किसान स्कीम है जिसमें 6000, ये तो आपको पता ही होगा, राइट? पीएम किसान स्कीम में 500 रुपए महीने में. क्या होता है 500 रुपए महीने में? एनी आइडिया? फार्मर्स आर गोइंग टू रिटेलिएट वन डे. सी, दे आर सेइंग 6000. या तो सीधे सीधे बोलो ना 500 रुपीज पर मंथ. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? 6000 per year. Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, this is mainly for post harvest management. Right? See, what is the problem? Why the post harvest management is important? What happens when you do the harvesting? The food is surplus and all of a sudden food prices will crash. So that's why this became important. You have to have an infrastructure to store that food. You remember somebody, Shanta Kumar committee report gave a recommendation. The implementation of national warehouse receipt. National warehouse receipt, this should be taken on a priority. See, under this receipt, what farmer can do? They can take their produce, put it in the godam, and against that they can take loans from the bank to fulfill their immediate needs, so that they do not have to sell at a very low price. Got it? So to put this produce somewhere, government will need infrastructure, and that's why agriculture. Fine. Okay. ठीक है. Integrated mission of integrated horticulture development. Now, see, horticulture mission है, वो सब है, लेकिन एक आइडिया आपके माइंड में हमें रहना चाहिए. Why horticulture is important for India? Any idea? वो सब ठीक है, नहीं है. Horticulture में food आ रहा है, but for if you have to talk about the income of farmer or welfare of farmer, why horticulture is important? That is additional income तो सबके नहीं हो जाएगा, right? But there is some important point. When you talk about horticulture, you will say horticulture benefits more small and marginal farmer, right? Let's say एक farmer है, उसके पे land पे थोड़ा सा बनाना वो grow कर सकता है, right? Fruit बना सकता है, okay? कुछ है. तो horticulture especially helps small and marginal farmer. देखो export है, वो सब increase होगा, वो सब तो ठीक है. Export तो इंडिया वैसे भी earn कर सकता है, ठीक है. Now I have this notes. I cannot dictate, but just write down few keywords for horticulture. इसके अलावा यहाँ पे आप कुछ keywords ऐड कर लीजिए अपने नोट्स में. यही जो भी आप horticulture का 2 पेजर होगा ना आपका, एग्रीकल्चर वाला 2 पेजर होगा, उसमें horticulture में कुछ अपना पॉइंट ऐड कर लीजिए. Horticulture, art and science of growing vegetable fruit. The art and science of growing vegetable fruits, floriculture, truck farming. ठीक है. MIDH है आपका, mission for integrated development of horticulture. Within this there are 3. Okay, इसके अंदर 3 है. National Horticulture Mission, NHM. Second, National Mission for Northeast, Horticulture Mission for Northeast, right? Horticulture Mission for Northeast and National Horticulture Board. National Horticulture Board. The 3, important thing. Add in your notes. Okay. See, this is a mission, right? Within this mission, there are 3: National Horticulture Mission, the Horticulture Mission for Northeast, and National Horticulture Board. This big picture you will remember. National Horticulture Mission was launched in 2005-06. Okay, it was integrated with National Green Mission. Any idea what is National Green Mission? किसके अंदर पार्ट है? किसका पार्ट है National Green Mission? It is a part of National Action Plan for Climate Change. Okay, National Green Mission is part of National Action Plan for Climate Change, and this National Green Mission has been integrated with the National Horticulture Mission. ठीक है? सी एक चीज और करना है. कभी कभी जैसे प्रीलिम्स में कभी क्वेश्चन पूछता है अगली पे. एक बार उन्होंने पूछा था गास्का पे, व्हाट इज गास्का इन प्रीलिम्स, यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स, दिस क्वेश्चन केम, राइट? क्या क्वेश्चन था आप देख लीजिएगा. ओके, सो यू विल डेवलप दिस हैबिट. लेट्स से यू आर रीडिंग प्रीलिम्स क्वेश्चन पेपर, ट्राई टू इस हैबिट को डेवलप करना. लेट्स से आपका प्रीलिम्स का क्वेश्चन है, कोई टर्म है वहाँ पे, उसका कोई डेफिनेशन दे रखा है, उस टर्म्स को उठा के अपने मेंस के नोट्स में डाल लो. What will happen when you will revise 3-4 times? Automatically वो आपकी मेमोरी का पार्ट बन जाएगा and you will use those words in mains. Okay, so GASCA, what is GASCA? Global Alliance on Climate Smart Agriculture. Global Alliance on Climate Smart. It should be CSA. Global Alliance on Climate Smart Agriculture. Fine. समझ में आएगी होगा इसमें, बाकी तो लिख ही लोगे, राइट? बट सी व्हाट इज द पॉइंट. इफ यू टॉकिंग अबाउट द क्लाइमेट स्मार्ट एग्रीकल्चर, ट्राई टू यूज दिस वर्ड इन मेन समवेयर, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी यूपीएससी ने उसको प्रीलिम्स में पूछा है. बाकी प्रोफेसर तो सेम ही ना जो मेकिंग पेपर, so you will use this, right? Cropping diversification. Yes, Akhil. Okay. Now, okay, this point also you can raise. You remember we talked about family farming is very, very important, right? Family farming is not possible without horticulture. See, family farming is important for national security and food security, and family farming is not possible without horticulture. Family farming में क्या करेंगे लोग? Horticulture ही तो करेंगे mainly. India has two important institutes: Central Citrus Research Institute in Nagpur. Central Citrus food, you know, right? Citrus Research Institute in Nagpur, and Central Institute for Horticulture, Nagaland. Okay. ठीक है. See, I wanted to cover food processing as well, लेकिन अभी वो ना superficial हो जाएगा. I do not want to open that. In the next class, you know, we will open food processing में सही से टाइम इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. See, ये तो फैक्ट है. ये तो जैसे मान लो रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट का आपने दो लिखा है, इसको somewhere you can use in your mains as well. Let's say you know that National Agriculture Research Institute, Horticulture Institute is in Northeast. So you can say, let us promote horticulture in Northeast area, and this institute can play a role. That will send an indication to the examiner that you know there is a Central Research Institute in Northeast, and which can be used to promote horticulture in that Northeast area. Fine. Okay. So again, portion scheme, ठीक है. Please go through this one, and if you do not have, let's say, this soft copy, you will share on the group. Okay. Any question? बताइए, कार्तिकेय, अखिल, प्रांजल, सरजीत। ओके, प्रमोटिंग रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट थ्रू इंस्टीट्यूट, यस सर। हाँ, थैंक यू करते हैं। सी अभी मैंने कहा ना, ये जो लास्ट के जो मैंने पॉइंट नोट किया ना, इसमें तो मैं खुद बोर हो गया। जॉय किस में आता है? जॉय कम्स व्हेन यू डू हायर इंटेलेक्चुअल वर्क, राइट? आप जितना जल्दी पुशअप अपने आप को पुल करोगे, वी विल गेट सीधे। एक तो सीधे जो जहाँ पे मेंस में आंसर मिल रहे हैं, ओके, जहाँ पे नंबर्स मिल रहे हैं, ऐसे नंबर, ऐसा नहीं है बोलना कि नंबर के नहीं हुआ है, जहाँ पे नॉलेज रिफ्लेक्ट होगी, ओके। तो वी हैव टू फोकस डायरेक्टली ऑन दैट, ओके, एंड दैट विल कम थ्रू बाय जो मैंने पैराग्राफ बोले हैं, उससे काम हो, क्योंकि ये सब जो फैक्ट वाले तो आप खुद भी कर लोगे, राइट? क्योंकि आजकल तो कोई भी एक रिपोर्ट पढ़ लिया, बट रिपोर्ट से वो पैराग्राफ निकालना, उसको राइटिंग बनना, लेट्स से व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू गाइस कैन ट्राई 2 PYQ अटेम्प्ट करो रिलेटेड टू फूड सिक्योरिटी, फूड और एग्रीकल्चर, किसी से भी रिलेटेड, ठीक है? एंड यू कैन शेयर विद मी, आई विल गिव द फीडबैक, ओके? एनीवन, you are in the group, right? You are in the group, so you can join that and you share it, and I will give the feedback. If you will do the quality work, I will definitely give the feedback. Okay. Okay, thank you, Akhil, thank you. Sarjeet, Satish, any problem? Done? Chalo, see you in the next class. Yeah. So see, normally what we will do, आपका एक तो ईडी क्लास हो ही रहा है, और आई विल टेक अप्रोक्सीमेटली, एक मिनट रखिए, वी विल टेक अप्रोक्सीमेटली 2 क्लास जीएस इकोनॉमी, तो एक ही थ्रेड चलेगा, तो यू गाइज कैन ज्वाइन दैट, कम दैट। तो वीकली आपके 3 क्लासेस होंगे, 2 जीएस इकोनॉमी के हुआ करेंगे, एक ईडी का यानी वाला इकोनॉमिक्स वाला, राइट? मैं अपना बोल रहा हूँ, बाकी तो चल ही रहा है ईडी का। तो आपके 3 क्लासेस हो गए जीएस इकोनॉमी के, एंड इफ यू अटेंड जस्ट 30 क्लासेस, कौन रोक लेगा? Nobody can stop, scoring well in GS economy. Parallelly, we are doing CSET, okay? CSET का weekend में classes होता है, 1-2 week में, you guys can, attend anytime, you are welcome. Yes, Pranjal, I will definitely share, okay? Definitely share this PDF. So just prepare yourself, 2 classes of GS economy, 1 ED of that economy as well. ये 3 classes होगा, and आप कोई ऐसा है जो ग्रुप में नहीं है? कार्तिकेय, अखिल, यू आर इन ग्रुप? यदि नहीं है तो फिर उसमें आई कीप ऑन शेयरिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड ऑल दो थिंग्स। इफ यू आर नॉट देयर, प्लीज नोट इट डाउन दिस नंबर। इस नंबर को ना नोट कर लीजिए, और यदि कोई नहीं है ग्रुप में, और उनको बोलिए दे विल इमीडिएटली ज्वाइन यू। आई एम राइटिंग दैट नंबर, इट्स द एडमिन नंबर 9654034293, राइट? बोल दीजिए, आपको ग्रुप में ऐड करें, तुरंत बोलना है, ओके? ठीक है, ओके। एनी क्वेश्चन? अदरवाइज विल कॉल ऑफ। थैंक यू वेरी मच।